Welcome to the Dynasty Dugout Show, a podcast covering all things minor league baseball. Get a front row seat to the action with everything you need to know about the future stars of Major League Baseball. And now, here's your host, Chris Clegg.
How good is David Davalillo? And who else stood out from the Hub City Spartanburgers and Rome Emperors series last week? Well, we're here to break it all down. We'll do that today. We'll talk about some of the other standouts from Tuesday's minor league action. Many of the games, including the one I was at, got rained out last night. So a lot of our East Coast games got rained out, postponed. We'll have a doubleheader on tap Friday in Greenville, and I'll be back at the ballpark shortly tonight. But we do want to break down everything. I want to talk a little bit about the live looks I had last week, kind of wrap that up, close out that part of my looks, and we'll start a fresh week. But as usual, the show is brought to you by Connect Roasters. That's Ian Happ's coffee company. Go check it out, connectroasters.com. You can get the Gold Glove Blend, buy one, get one 50% off using the code DynastyDugout at checkout. Also, we're proud to partner with Chinook Seedery, who are the best sunflower seeds in the game. Chinook has a wide variety of flavors, from sweet, salty, spicy, you name it, they got it. And they're all delicious. I don't know what my flavor will be at the ballpark tonight. We'll see, but I take some to every game. And if you catch me at a ballpark, I'll be glad to give you some. So check out ChinookSeedery.com. Use the code DynastyDugout for 10% off your order. All right, let's talk David Davalillo. David Davalillo, spelled Davalillo. This might be the best pitching prospect not talked about in baseball. Davalillo is 22 years old. He's in high A. He should be in double. He'll be in double soon, probably over the next couple of weeks. But he's been insane. How does a pitcher last year have a 1.88 ERA across 110 innings with a 25% strikeout rate and not get any buzz? Well, that's exactly what happened to David Davalillo last year. Signed June of 2022 from Venezuela. So kind of a late signing for the 2022 class. He hit the ground running, was pitched 2 innings of the DSL, not great. Then he went to the complex, and since then the rest is history. Davalillo was stellar last year, split time between single A and high A. The results were equally good at each. And this year, David Davalillo is taking a step forward to the next level. I've seen a couple starts from him at this point. Saw some last year, saw a couple this year as well. And he just keeps getting better. His last 2 starts that I've been at both of have been insane. 2 weeks ago in Greenville, 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 0 earned, 7 strikeouts. Then last Friday in Spartanburg against Rome, 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Davalillo has great stuff. And so with stuff and results and the command as good as it is a bit surprising that he doesn't get more love. I mean, you look at his game log ledger, and he's not allowed more than 1 earned run in a start this year. Pretty impressive. You go back, and you have to go pretty far to find a start where he allowed more than 3 earned runs. He allowed 3 earned runs a couple times, twice last year, but obviously not often, as he had a 1.88 ERA. You'd have to go back to the complex in August of 2023 to find the last time that David Davalillo allowed more than 3 earned runs in a start. And this year it just keeps getting better. The command is exceptional. He doesn't walk anybody. He misses bats. Fastball's good. Like, the fastball's got a pretty good movement profile on it. It sits 93 to 95, and he held 94 pretty much all 6 innings of the starts that I've seen on him. He throws a 4 and 2 seam variation, so he can throw a riding 4-seam fastball. He'll throw a running 2-seam, and he's good at keeping the ball on the ground, which is good. Slider, man, it's nasty. I think 12 of his 18 whiffs on last Friday came on that slider. Sits 82 to 84. It's got really good shape. It's got 2-plane movement. It's got good depth. It's got good sweeping action. Checks a lot of boxes that you want to see. So not only was he getting hitters with the fastball, also that slider was dominating. Davalillo dropped in a couple curveballs. Really, really good pitch there, 75 to 78. He doesn't throw it often, but again, kind of a hammer of a pitch. And there was a nasty split finger fastball as well. It was like 82 to 84, mostly thrown to lefties, but that movement profile, pretty intriguing there as far as what he throws and, the fact that he can miss bats in a lot of different ways. But when you look, everything kind of lines up. The command is exceptional. It's backed by a 187 FIP, which is just stupid, and a 203 xFIP. It's crazy. He is missing bats. He's keeping the ball on the ground. It's a 58% ground ball rate right now. That's awesome to see. So when he's not missing bats, Davalillo is keeping the ball on the ground. He's pounding the zone, good first pitch strike rates, good swinging strike rates, good called strikes. So he's checking every box that you want to see. David Davalillo, he looks like a dude. And I think that there's reason to fully buy in at this point. The Rangers are pretty good pitch depth-wise. They have developed a lot of guys that weren't very hyped. And this is the next one. David Davalillo, Davalillo. That's a right-handed pitcher with the Rangers org. See him in AA probably next week. He's good. Is there anybody else that stood out? Well, right now, there's not a lot of guys on this squad with Hub City or even Rome. Rome's lineup's not great. And who stands out there? Well, I still like Herick Hernandez a lot with Rome. Herick Hernandez is a lefty from Miami that they drafted last year. Hernandez has had an up and down year. He's had some good starts. He's had some questionable starts. But I really like Herick Hernandez in the sense where he's got a good fastball that kind of sets everything up. It's low 90s, so understandably, it's not going to flash as a big-time pitch, but he does have good traits on it, despite sitting in the lower 90s. Slider's a really good offering as well. I like the slider a lot, and he'll mix in a curveball. Now, the command is inconsistent with Herick, so Hernandez can walk. He'll have starts where he walks a lot. He walked, 10.7% of batters right now. That's a little bit concerning. And last week, he walked just one, and he struck out 10 in 6 innings of work. Returns this week, last night, and he walks 4 in 4 innings, 2 hits and 5 strikeouts. So the inconsistency is the biggest thing with Herick Hernandez because you look start to start, and there's some really good flashes. And we saw the flashes like last week where he had 20 whiffs in the start in Spartanburg, and he showed some really, really good things. So Herick Hernandez is somebody to keep an eye on. He'll be 19. He'll be 21 pretty much the whole season. So if he was 19 and high, that'd be a different story. But 21 years old, Herick Hernandez, lefty in the Braves organization. Couple of bats to talk about. Dylan Dreiling of the Texas Rangers org. He was a product of Tennessee last year, part of that national championship team. And he's here in high A in Spartanburg. He just turned 22 in April. Second rounder, $1.3 million bonus. Dreiling's an interesting prospect. He's really, really solid in center field. And that's where I saw some knocks from him, that people kind of knocked the ability to play the field. But he's played center and left. I've seen him primarily in center this year, and he's good. I've seen some really good, reads, good jumps, tracking down balls in the gaps. Dreiling looks pretty interesting out there in the outfield, and there's good speed too. I think you have to note that Dreiling does have some speed. In Friday night's game last week, he blasted his 5th home run of the year. I think I've seen most of Dreiling's home runs at this point. He likes to homer when I'm in attendance, which is funny. He had the first home run in Fifth Third Stadium history, which is Hub City Stadium, back in mid-April when they played their first home game. And he's hit quite a bit since. He homered against Greenville, and then he's had he had one in Greenville a couple weeks ago, and then last week he had 2, including the one on Friday night. So up to 5 home runs, 7 stolen bases. Dreiling, you look at the slash, and it's okay, it's not great right now. It's 219, 335, 364. But there are things to like in Dreiling's profile. The contact rates are absurd. He makes a ton of contact. It's a really low chase rate with Dylan Dreiling as well. So when you're pairing an 87% overall contact rate with a really low chase rate and decent exit velocities, I think it's eventually going to show through at some point. The slash line is going to rise with Dylan Dreiling. So while we haven't seen big power numbers, we're seeing a 219 average. A lot of that's driven by a 250 BABIP, if we're honest with ourselves, because the batted ball distribution is good. It's a heavy line drive profile. When you're hitting 28% line drives, you should have a BABIP much higher than 250. Low ground ball rate, 40% fly ball rate's good, but just a 10.9% home run to fly ball rate. He's pulling the ball. He uses all fields when necessary. I think Dylan Dreiling is pretty good. So he's one that maybe you buy low on, where the underlying data looks much better than the surface numbers here, and that creates some really good buying opportunities. So Dylan Dreiling is a solid buy for me. Last guy to talk about, because Malcolm Moore's interesting, but he's been out since like the second week of the season, is Arturo Disla, the Diesel. Man, the Diesel has some juice. He's a fun pat. He is a big boy. He's listed 6'2", 240. I'd argue he's bigger than that, personally. He's been their first baseman this year, and he's got some pop. He can fling the barrel out and do damage. Like, he just fling the barrel out and pitch out of the zone and hit it, in the gap. So it's really good juice. He's slashing 267, 328, 430, but pretty much every time I see Arturo Disla, he's hitting. And that was the case last week again. He had a couple 2-hit performances, which a lot of fun. He did homer on Sunday, his 5th of the year. He has 5 and 183 trips to the plate, but he has 12 doubles as well. It's an interesting profile. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure to hit. It has to be. The contact skills are below average, but Arturo Disla certainly does have a little bit of juice. So I don't really think there's anybody to talk about from the Raw Emperors lineup, unfortunately. It's just not great right now. I think it'll get better in time as we see some of the Augusta hitters bump up, but right now, there's nobody I look at and say, yeah, this player is worthy to be talked about. And really, Hub City doesn't have a lot either at the moment outside of those guys that I mentioned. Anthony Gutierrez, Yason Morabel, Glader Figueroa, they're interesting, but they're very deep league prospects. If anybody, Anthony Gutierrez is one that I feel like could pop. Really good athlete, big frame, like 6'4", lanky, some projection. I feel like Gutierrez has the potential to pop off. We shall see, but aside from that, just the guys I mentioned. But it's going to wrap up this episode. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll do a full minor league recap of everything you need to know. But thanks for tuning into the Live Look Show. Appreciate it, and I hope it was helpful for you. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. I very much appreciate it. Hope you all have a great day.